good to get a win under our belt, obviously, against a quality OVC opponent, at home, coming off the Chattanooga week. Obviously, good week of practice. The kids were very disappointed how we played the week before, so to come back and to be really, it was great energy. Great energy on the sideline, great energy on our defense, very physical game. I felt like it was a team that wasn't going to be denied. The things I brought up to the team yesterday that I thought were very good on our part. You score first. I think we scored first, right? Didn't we, Alex? Score first and you miss the PAT. But instead of seeing a defeated team, right, keeps thinking, oh, that's going to come back and bite you. All right, I didn't feel that the guys felt like that. It was just, hey, keep scoring, keep defending. All right, then they go up and take the lead, and it was good defense the rest of the half from both teams. So now it's 7-6 at halftime, and both teams were kind of searching coming back out the second half to see, how you're going to make some adjustments to be able to move the football, and then turnovers were going to be big in the second half. To get the penalty. And to get the kickoff return to be able to score, man, it just jump started, and the energy was just contagious throughout the, on the sideline. And people don't understand how big that is. You think that you can just duplicate that, every week. Say, why not just do that next week? Why not do the next week? Well, you have to make plays in order for that energy to keep going, play after play, series after series. Okay, I mean it's hard to be excited when you're not getting big hits on defense and they're scoring, or you're not, moving the football a little bit. It's hard, right? What are you cheering for? No, you're not. You're encouraging. Then you're not gaining momentum. Okay, that's the difference. That's why some weeks when you're giving up plays, it's hard to do it. So very pleased with our team with that in the second half to be able to take the lead. And I thought we won the second half, certainly special teams wise. Couple good punt returns, couple good, then the kickoff return, making the field goal, pinning them, getting some good hops on some squib kicks, and pin them, didn't let them get a return going. Our defense kept playing, got a couple turnovers, and then kind of take control in the second half in the run game. Very pleased with that. It was raining. It was hard to, Dresser stats were okay, 21-28, but we really couldn't push the ball down the field in the first half, with the rain. It was hard for him to hold the ball. Didn't want to give up any sacks, so we didn't take a whole lot of chances. So didn't want to give them the momentum of that like we did last year. They sacked us 5 times last year. So certainly a team win. Our defensive staff, very proud of Coach Hankins and his plan and how those defensive kids responded, and that's the defense we're used to. So get under our belt. It was kind of getting the monkey off our back. Get to 1-0 in the conference, move to this week. With an open week next week, and go on the road with a team that beat us last year, that here at home embarrassed us with a loss. So I expect to have a good practice today.
You talk about the energy level and coming into the week of practice, and then I imagine that's going to be lifted up as you'll see this week, and then everything's better after the win. Food tastes better, girlfriends are prettier, and all that.
No doubt.
Let's talk a little bit about what this week will be, or what you expect.
Well, I was talking to some of our seniors. That we knew that schedule was tough. We knew we could be in this. There was 4 different scenarios it could be. You could be 4-0. You could be 3-1, 1-2, or 0-3 going into that last game. And no matter how many games you've won or good players, experienced players that you have, there's still, every team's new, and there's still a different confidence level that has to be found year after year, game after game. And so, I was looking at it. We weren't celebrating so much in the locker room because we beat Austin Peay, right? I mean, Coach Healy's done a great job, but we're 11-2 against Austin Peay in the last 13 years. All right, we expect to win. It was getting the first win under our belt, no matter who it was against. That was the excitement. Good energy yesterday in the building. Okay, mathematically, okay, let's go. Let's keep playing. Let's see if we can get another one under our belt, and then look up and see where we are.
You're looking at a team, Murray State. They're now in a position where you were last week.
Yeah.
They're 0-3. They've had some bad losses.
Yeah.
What kind of things will you be looking at or trying to guard against, knowing what?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the first thing I said, all right, 0-3. We were 0-3 24 hours ago. Is what I told the team yesterday. Southern Illinois, quality team. Team scored 48 points against Ole Miss. Okay, that's their first opponent. Was Murray's first opponent, and they turned the ball over 6 times. You're not going to win any games doing that. Okay, so then they go play Central Arkansas, quality opponent. Team that went deep in the playoffs last year. I don't know if they lost a regular season game or not. Beat an FBS opponent last year. Okay, it's close going in the fourth quarter. They played well on the road. All right, and then they got to go play Kentucky, who's probably the hottest team in the SEC right now besides Alabama. So, and played well, represented himself well. So, I understand the quality of team that Mitch has got over there. There's not a whole lot of difference between us, Austin P, them. There's not a whole lot of difference. It's a play here or there, just like last year it was a play here or there, and we came out on the short end of it.
Last week, Coach, you talked about that you were disappointed in defense against Chattanooga.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about the turnaround that they made this past weekend.
We were really able to kind of take their quarterbacks out of the game. What I mean by that is, they get their little speed sweep stuff going, and we were able to come, whether attack the mesh or kind of stop the perimeter and pin it back inside where the pursuit was coming. I think that was part of the big thing that we did. We had 15 tackles for losses, and you're going to be okay on defense. Of course, one of them, a big one, was the punt, the mishandled punt that we went and tackled. But, then you get them to some third and longs, and you get them to, 8 of 21 passing, with 2 interceptions, okay? So we were able to defend the run game, get tackled for losses, defend the pass. The first half, they had some movements on it. They got out a couple third downs. They got out on and made a couple plays. But there was a different attention to detail. There was a great plan on defense, and the players executed it. But the physicality was really good. And like I said, we can play better. So I told the team, I said, look at the tape and look at some missed tackles. Look at some things that we let get out. If we defend a little bit better, we can be even better as a team, and that's encouraging.
Guy that stepped up in the secondary was one you wrote on. How big is it for that secondary to start finding runs again, especially with the redshirt freshman?
Yeah, it's funny. We've been seeing it coming, and, I told him during the middle of the game, he busted the first play of the game, and that big pass that came out, it's his play. I mean, he should be all over it. But we all know the athleticism that he has at the safety position we needed, and that's why we activated him a couple weeks ago and started playing him and starting him. It's like, Alex, it's like reading a book to where I've seen Tay Martin and Joe Estee and those other safeties we had make the same mistakes that he's going through right now. You see it. And eventually the game's going to slow down for him, and it did, and he made the pick, and he's made some big hits and stuff like that. We'll have to keep playing through and try to minimize a redshirt freshman's mistakes like any team has to. But it's coming. It's coming good for him.
You talked last week about needing to muddy up some plays as far as being able to grind stuff out. And
right.
It's not always going to be able to hit the big play.
Yeah.
Is that kind of similar to what you want to be able to do this week? Is that what you're going to see?
You always need muddy runs. You always need to be able to get some 3rd and 3s and be able to get it and move on. But there's some games where you hope you hit some bigger plays early in the game, to be able to get a lead, make a team play from behind. It just so happened this game, once we were able to get 2-score lead, right, we were going to run some clock and we were going to try to ground it out, and it worked out good for us, and that's encouraging. Now, same type of run plays were called in the first half, and then they weren't going anywhere. Okay, you say so, but all of a sudden a guy stayed on his block a little bit longer, gets 6 inches more movement. And now the running back, breaks a tackle. That's how all that stuff, works together. But very satisfying at the end of the game to punch that last touchdown in, with some of our down the line guys. JoJo Hudson came in, did a good job. To be able to, I think we had the ball 10 minutes in the fourth quarter. Now, part of that defense is getting stopped and getting the ball right back to the offense. But to be able to stay on the field for 10 minutes, I think the time of possession in the game Saturday was very even in the first half. And then, we really took control of it in the second half, and particularly the fourth quarter. That's satisfying. And they knew we weren't going to throw it, and we knew we weren't going to throw it. And I think we hit the one little bootleg that came out the back door. Besides that, it was just kind of eat up some clock and be able to get from, first down to first down. What I thought, even though it wasn't one of Dresser's best statistical game, I think the rain had something to do with it, and then the game plan of how it evolved during the game. Saw his leadership really, really growing. okay, from on the sideline to, this is his team, and he knows that, and his team knows that. When you hear him saying things like, hey, hold your block. Because he can see some of the things once he hands it off and the running back's running it, like we can see from the press box. Hey, we're one step from coming out of one of those runs, and you knew once we could ever come out of one of those runs that just the energy of the game was fixing and. He's not saying, hey, let me throw it, let me go and win the game. No, it's about us, and those are steps that, not that he hasn't always had that, but now he in a winning situation where we were not behind in the game, it was a close game, he was able to grow from that, and his teammates were able to see that. And then he made some runs. And, they see, he's not the fastest guy, but he just does a good job with it and gets first downs. And that was good for us. And that we'll be able to capitalize on that hopefully in weeks to come. Terry Williams, once again, just make some plays. But just can't say enough about him. It was good to get Ty Brown back in the game, come back from 4 weeks of mono, and get him back, get him some carries late in the game. Good juice with the touchdown run. Chance Key, tight end, I thought he did some, not only get on the stat sheet of catching the ball, but I thought he blocked very well. That helped us. So and we played 7 or 8 offensive linemen, so that was good. That was good as well. And Garrett Wall being Player of the Week, guys. Proud of that. And that's Gillian and Prather and Galloway, those guys have gotten that award several times. But it's satisfying to see a guy that redshirted and it took him until his 3rd and 4th year before he actually got significant playing time. It took him really to his 4th year to start. And hasn't been as productive in the first couple of games as he was last year. Then to have 13 tackles and get Player of the Week, proud for him for that. And that's a good teammate and a good team player.